Russian state media heavily promoted the rally and march with the slogan "We won't forget, we won't forgive." Ukraine's protests ousted pro-Russian President Viktor Yanukovych in 2014. Speaking on Russian TV, he condemned lawlessness in Ukraine, saying the situation there had caused him very many sleepless nights. Since Mr Yanukovych's departure, Russia has annexed Ukraine's Crimea peninsula and is accused of backing rebels in eastern Ukraine. A ceasefire plan agreed this month in Minsk has appeared close to collapse since taking effect just over a week ago. The Ukrainian government, Western leaders and NATO say there is clear evidence that Russia is helping the rebels in eastern Ukraine with heavy weapons and soldiers. Independent experts echo that accusation. Moscow denies it, insisting that any Russians serving with the rebels are volunteers. Nearly 5,700 people have died since the fighting erupted last April and some 1.5 million people have fled their homes, according to the UN. The Moscow event is styled as an anti-Maidan march, a reference to Ukraine's pro-EU protests that started on Kiev's central Independence Square, widely known as the Maidan. Among those at their rally was Ukrainian rebel politician Oleg Tsarev, who marched alongside the leader of Russia's Night Wolves motorcycle club, Alexander the Sergeant Saldostanov, a prominent Russian nationalist. Groups of demonstrators gathered in central Moscow on Saturday under patriotic Russian banners. One group of marchers in military fatigues could be seen with a placard which read "Maidan is an illness, we're going to cure it." Another placard read "Maidan benefits the enemies of Russia." The anti-Yanukovych revolt was triggered by a sudden U-turn that ditched a wide-ranging pact with the EU in favor of closer ties with Russia. Since Mr Yanukovych fled Kiev, the new authorities in Ukraine have issued an arrest warrant for him over the mass murder of peaceful citizens. President Poroshenko accused Russia on Friday of direct involvement in the sniper fire that killed dozens of protesters in Kiev on 18–20 February last year. Speaking at a commemorative gathering in Kiev, he said Russian presidential aide Vladislav Surkov had organized groups of foreign snipers. The Russian Foreign Ministry hit back at the claim, calling it nonsense. Mr Poroshenko was speaking just 2 days after his army retreated from Debaltseve, now in rebel hands. The rebels took the strategic transport hub in spite of the ceasefire signed on February 12, arguing the truce did not apply to the flashpoint town.